Too old for YouTube? Nonsense. At 87, I jumped right in and ran right smack dab into my first problem. Here are 6 challenges that we face that younger creators don't. Let's start with the one that hits me the most, losing my train of thought right in the middle of recording. It's like my brain decided to suddenly stop and take a coffee break. Younger viewers have this problem. It's not unique to us, but we have it worse. The younger viewer usually is in the beginning when they're talking to a camera, and they get used to it quickly, and they go right into it. But an older person, especially when you get my age, you have these really long drops between your thought. It starts out slow, but then it gets longer and longer the older you get. And you do recall what you want to say, but the synopses in our brain just don't work as quick or as efficiently as they did when we were younger. So older viewers have it a little harder. And there's some things you need to remember, though, when you run into this problem. One, that in perfect moments, viewers like to see those. I'm not an expert. From everything I've read and studied on it is that they like a little bit of this. So keep some in, and then try to remember, or don't try, remember that edit is your best friend. And all you have to do is, when you forget something, is just go silent for a moment, like this. And then when you go to edit, you just click it out. You look below where your words are is the sound, and when you're not talking, the sound goes flat. And there's a little train, well, you know what I'm talking about. If you've done in one video even, you've had to edit, and you know what I'm talking about. So you just go silent, and then you correct it when you edit, and the viewer won't know. Hi, I'm Happy Jones, by the way. I forgot to mention it earlier. Now, the other problem number 2 is the guru, the experts on YouTube, and there's a lot of them out there, are from different generations. The younger ones are, and a lot of them are younger, and they talk very fast. And I can't tell you how many times I'm frantically trying to get down what they're saying, and they jump from one part to the other, and you don't see where they're going, and it becomes really frantic searching for it. I want to mention 2 other people. I want to mention their name because I want to recommend them. One is Rob the Maritimer, and the other is Kevin Colby. That's spelled Kolbe. And they talk at a nice, reasonable pace. Of course, they're not under 40 either. They're not nearly as old as I am, though. But they're much more reasonable, and they talk at a reasonable rate. But anyhow, there is a solution to this problem if you run into it. If you're like me and your brain just doesn't work that quickly or that fast, follow the transcript. Simple. You just, underneath there's a more, it says more. Click on that, and then go in and scroll on the right side and scroll down to transcript if you're not aware of it yet. Every video has a transcript, and you can follow along and easily find what you want to find in that. So that takes care of that problem. Now the next problem is before you even start, and it's really this little voice in our head that's saying it's a young person's game. I don't know, everything is blowing all over the place. I don't know where. And that it's a young person's game. And I think you feel that way because someone's told you that you're too old. They haven't blatantly come out and said you're too old. But you know, as you get older, they tell you in 100 different ways. They tell you when they take your arms across the street or to help you with something. They take you when something that you're used to doing. And so I think you have more of a trouble. Everybody is reluctant to start this. Some more than others. But I think an older person has another problem that younger people don't have. And that's the thing that we think we're too old maybe to do it. Nobody would want to listen to us. Why should you listen to me? I've just started a new channel. I'm new to this. I'm not an expert. Well, I'm an expert on being old. But why should you listen to me? Well, because if nobody is listening to me, it doesn't mean I don't have something important to say. And that's the same thing with you. If you've lived a certain number of years, you have stories, lessons, and wisdom. And God knows, YouTube needs more of that, not less. So we really need you out there. And another one, we'll say the fourth, fear of being judged for our age and appearance. Now, young people worry about being judged for how they look, but they don't worry about their age or their appearance or the wrinkles on their face. And have you looked at other YouTubers out there? Go do yourself a treat. When you get off this, you watching me here, go look at them all. They're not raving beauties. I'm sure there's a couple people out there that really are beautiful, but most of them aren't. And you know, you're not paying attention to how they look, really, if you think about it. That's how they look. So you accept that. Like you accept people, how they look in your family and your friends, and you don't think about their appearance. And it's not really about you. It's about what you're doing for them. And I have trouble remembering that. But when you go on YouTube, do you think, oh, this lady is so ugly, I don't want to, or so old or something, I don't want to listen to her? Or do you think, what are they going to talk about? And you listen a few minutes, and if it's something you want to hear, then you keep listening. And if something you don't want to hear or you're not interested in, then you click off. And that's the way it is. So don't worry how you look. Only you care how you look. Now, the next one is more serious. It's about energy and physical limitations, and they are real. And I'm going to cover a few of them here that somebody could have as they get older. And one could be, you could be losing your eyesight. And you still could do this. If you don't live alone or you have somebody to help you set you up, you could sit easily in front of a YouTube channel and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Talk about living with your eyesight, what it feels like losing your eyesight, and what it is living with that problem. Hearing, that's no real problem concerning YouTube, because you don't really need to hear as long as you can talk normally, that people can understand you. I have quite a serious hearing loss, and it's not stopping me, and I don't find it to be a problem at all. And then there's arthritis, some have, and some people don't have the stamina to go on as they get older. And that's no problem either. Do it at your own pace. Recently I read of somebody who was having a successful, and I didn't pay attention to it enough. It was another YouTuber talking about him. He talked about him briefly, and I didn't pay enough attention to it to tell you, but he was posting once a month, and he was successful. As long as people know when you're going to post and what you're attempting to do once a week, go at your own pace and do it at your stamina if this is something you want to do. Now remember, you don't have to go on YouTube. Nobody is forcing you. This is something that you choose to do, to leave something for your children or grandchildren, or maybe you want to make money at it and you want to get some extra money. And that's what I would like to do. And so don't let that stop you if it's clear that you want to do. Just make sure your audience knows when you're going to post. Okay, the last fear, and there's more I could come up with, is you fear starting something that you can't finish. Now, let's think about that a little bit. If you're going to be new and you don't want to start something you think you might not be able to finish for whatever reason, well, what do you think is going to happen if you don't finish it? I hate to tell you, nothing. Unless you're highly successful, and then people are going to be very disappointed when they don't get any more videos from you. But I hate to tell you, it's nothing. Nothing's going to happen. They're just going to come, if you make it clear you're leaving, then they're going to not come back. Or they'll come back for a while, but after they've seen all your videos that are there, and you will continue to grow because those videos will still be out there. And I've come across several channels that 5-6 years since their last video, but the videos that they made are still active. So, and I guess at my age, I should worry. If you're at my age, well, I guess you should start worrying at any age, especially when you get older, about the big D, what I call it in parentheses, the big D, in other words, death. And I just don't worry about it. I don't think about it, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm going to live forever. That's my goal. I know that isn't possible, but if I do, I have got this will make my 8th video. And I don't have enough for a legacy, I think, but I've got something down there that my kids can hear. And my grandkids, my descendants can hear, or my family. And so I've left a legacy already with 8 videos. So that's it. I'm going to wind down now, and if you like this video, and just click the subscribe button and stick around for more.